There it is.
Oh crap. I gotta think I'm stuck. Ah! What is up, ladies and gents? It's your boy G here with your Wednesday episode of Hybrid BMX. So on this day, we have a very rainy basement, which is not fun. I'm having to work around it, but it is what it is. It decided to be 46 degrees and rain today. So yeah, lots of fun with that one. So we're dealing with it a little bit, but today we're going to get into taking apart the one rear wheel, the cassette, and seeing if there's problems with the cog in the driver or if it's just needing to be re-greased. So we're going to work on that. The other thing we're going to do is probably take apart a front wheel. I'm also going to be bringing up another YouTuber, which I don't know how relevant he is as far as current videos, but he has a good bike series where he does part stuff. So we'll go over that as well in this episode of Hybrid BMX. See you in a sec. Hey, what's up, ladies and gents? So here we are at the workbench. I managed to take the nice thing about my shop lights is you can remove them off the hooks and kind of move them around. So I was able to get the light in here instead, so that way I have better lighting in here. So you guys can see what I'm doing in here. That was really important for the video, so that way it just doesn't look so dark and dingy and you guys can actually see what I'm doing. It's kind of important to do that with. So, alright guys, without more me talking, I've got my tools here, I've got my rim, and we're going to be getting into this right about here. Alright y'all, so here we go. I got the camera set up a little bit differently so that way you guys can see what I'm doing. I figured that's better than what I was doing before where you guys can see anything I was doing. I watched my videos and went, this doesn't make any sense when I was editing it. I was like, you can't see what I'm doing at all. Not at all. Not even a little bit. So, forgive me, just want a little taste and a little puffy puff and then we're gonna get started on working on this rim. Okie dokie. Let's get started. So, first thing we gotta do is take off the actual bolts that hold the rim to the frame usually. Do that on both sides. Take this one off of there. So it's a little tedious, especially if you're not using a wrench. But usually I don't like to once they're loose like that. Okay, so now we got to figure out what we got going on here. We'll check this side first, since it's, wow, both sides are very loose, by the way. Like very, very loose. I think that's part of the issue here, actually, to be honest. It's insanely loose. So somebody must have already re-greased it or looked at it, maybe? I don't know. We're going to find out today, though. So this side is also the same. It's very, very loose. I don't know if I'm going to need, hopefully I don't need a cog remover or anything like that. I don't think I will. I think this will probably just pop right off of here, hopefully. We will find out. But it looks like we have sealed bearings in the back, which is nice. Those will need to be re-greased. Oh, hold on. Undo, 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 undo. There we go. Alright. Folks, let me, as I'm doing this, I'm going to talk to you guys about some stuff I looked into. So, I'm always trying to learn new things, and one of the things I've never learned on bikes, and forgive me, I don't know why I've never learned this, is how to true a wheel and how to take apart a wheel. So, I did what most YouTubers do. I searched around on YouTube and figured out how to do said thing. How do you replace a wheel or change spokes or whatever? And I found this kid. His name is Mark Allen Titan. It's M-A-R-C, and then Allen is A-L-L-E-N, and his last name is Tidon, T-I-D-O-N. And he does a lot of different videos. He's not just one of those guys that just does bicycle videos. He also has like his own like vloggy kind of stuff and stuff, but his bike videos are very informative, extremely informative actually. So you guys should check him out if you want to learn how to true a wheel and stuff like that. So guys, here is the interesting part that I have no idea, something I didn't look up. But let me see here real quick. With the bolts off, let me just see. With the bolts off, there's nothing wrong with this wheel. Nothing. Literally, listen. There's nothing wrong with the cog whatsoever. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Not even a little bit. Let's see how true it is. Oh, it's a little wonky. It's definitely going to be tightened up in some spots. But that's why I went ahead, because when he was teaching about this, he taught a cool little lesson on how to do it without a stand. But I went and bought a spoke wrench. It's a Sunlight spoke wrench by one of my local bike shops. It was only $5. And then I bought another scrubby too, so I could work on the stolen frame some more. So, but let's take a look here, guys. See why it's binding up and it's on the bike, because it's not binding up at all right now. Not at all. Maybe you put something on backwards, or didn't put something on correctly, or what, I don't know. But we're going to find out. And the other thing we're going to do while we're doing this is we're going to clean this up a little bit, because this is kind of dirty and dingy and disgusting here. I'm going to try to clean some of this up a little bit. I should have grabbed the spick and span. And it looks like the bearings are running pretty smooth. I don't think they really need grease all like that. They seem to be all right. I mean, I might grease them a little bit. So here we go. Pop this bad boy open. Pop can. Oh yeah, that's that red juicy goodness right there. All right. So here we go. The first thing I want to do is clean this up a little bit. And usually you're supposed to pop this ring out, but what I'm going to do instead on both sides is just kind of clean around the ring. And instead of popping them out and really messing with them too much, I'm just going to pack it full of grease inside here. So here we go. All right. First off, I don't think this was in the, well, no, I guess it was. One of these is just not in the right spot, I don't think. I think they screwed it up somehow. Okay, that makes sense. Maybe they had this one on backwards, and that's why it wasn't working, because it would make sense that it would go this way, and it was facing this way, I think. So, we'll find out. Alright, so for the grease, I usually use a separate rag, which I went out and bought these shop rags too, guys. I forgot to put that in at the cost of expense, but I will. Just put a little bit on the shop rag. Some guys use like a dipstick or like a paintbrush. It doesn't really matter either way, I don't think. But you just dab a little bit on here and work your way around. It's okay if it gets on the threads and stuff because it's grease. It's where it's supposed to go. You can even move it around a little bit to get the grease to stick on it. And that's the other reason I use a rag typically. Just makes it a little easier. Now, what you're going to do with the bigger bearings that are easier to pop is you're going to pop that top casing off and actually stuff the bearing with grease. So, and then we take our bolt and we thread it back on. Oh, this is a mission hub. Nice. Wait, is this my old rim? I think I grabbed the wrong rim, guys. That's what happened. I grabbed the wrong rim, guys. Silly me. I had two Alienation back rims, and I grabbed my old one. No wonder it worked perfectly fine. Well, now it's going to be even better. So I just greased the wrong rim, guys. That's funny. Alright, well, we'll look into this other one. Just let me grease up this other side first real quick. I might as well while I'm here, I guess. While I'm here, I might as well just grease this up real quick. I was wondering why it was so smooth. I'm like, why is this so smooth? Well, now I know. There we go. I might as well just grease this up while I'm here. Get some grease in there. Pack some high temp grease up in there. There we go. Okay. Alrighty then. So there's nothing wrong with this rim. Or this hub, I mean. The rim is a little wonky. I'm going to true it out and it'll be okay. That's just funny though. That's hilarious. No wonder, no wonder. Well, there you go. That adds a little bit more to the video, right? There we go. So maybe instead of doing a front rim and a back rim, we'll just do both back rims instead. So this shows you what a good driver looks like then, without any issues. So we're going to hope that that other driver comes off pretty easy. I'm going to pray. This one came off like it was smooth as butter, but that's because I took care of this bike. There we go. Okay, now these don't have to be crazy tight or anything, guys. They really, really don't. Hand tight at best, I would say. You know, you can give it a little oomph with a wrench if you want, but you don't have to get crazy with it. Just a little push and it's fine. You don't need to get crazy with it. It doesn't need to be stupid crazy tight because it's gonna stay in place, especially once you have the bolts tightened down and stuff. You'll be fine. Okay, there's that. We'll go to this side. Do the same thing. Tighten her down just a little bit, just a hair. Adjustable wrench is best for this application, by the way. Let's see. Let's see if she spins any better now that I put some grease in there. Yeah. There we go. Pretty good. Pretty good for my old back rim. Okay, we gotta true it for sure. Definitely gonna have to true it. I notice this video is already getting kind of long though. I'm surprised. Alright. Let's put this all back together real quick. Alright, so we didn't need to do that one. I was wondering why. I was like, why is this so simple? Now I know. Alright guys, so now we've got this one. So the first thing you want to do, is we're going to take this back rim off. So let's see, do I have a pen or something like that? You guys don't need to have anything crazy in order to get the tube loose, just something to let the air out. But you want to get all the air out. Sounds silly, but you want to be able to check the rim while you're working on the hub. It's important to look at both. And a tire isn't going to do anything for you. Especially when it's all dry rot and junk. Okay, come on now. You know, I have a set of tire wrenches, but I'm lazy. And I don't feel like really messing with it. Nope. Okay, this has been on here a while. Because this tire skin's coming right off. Okay, there's that garbage off of here. We'll put the back on for now. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, just like the other one, take off these bolts. There we go. And we're going to figure out why exactly this thing's skipping so much. Because this one is skipping really bad for some reason. But when I just spin it regularly, it's fine. So it leads me to believe we might have some problems with the bearings. The bearings just might be seized up a little bit. I don't think there's anything wrong with the driver though, because like I just showed you guys, I just spun it and it did nothing. It didn't hurt anything. Okay, hold on just a second. This bolt's being a little bit of a pain in the neck. Come on, off you go. The end's got a little grinded down. It looks like it caused some knurling. Come on. There she goes. Okay. Alrighty. Come on. Alrighty. There's that. And I want to look at the driver's side specifically because that's what's creating what seems to be the most issue. And then we're gonna find out, hopefully find out why. Oh, there we go. Just popped right out. Awesome. That's what I need to look at. This is one of those hub-centric cogs. It's not like, so hopefully I don't pop the springs out. That's what I'm hoping when I get in here, is that I don't blow the springs out of it and unclutch it, because then that's going to be a kind of a pain in the neck. Okay, fleds. I almost called them fleds. Fleds are a little flat. Threads are a little flat. There we go. Okay, come on. Oh, God, come on. This is being a pain in the neck. Come on. Oh, you little booger. There we go. Come on. Come on. Goodness gracious. Oh, it is really on there. Come on. Off you go. Off you go. Come on. Come on, you little booger. There we go. Okay, guys. There. Now let's pull this out and pray to God it doesn't just... Okay, it unclutched really easy. Okay, so this would be why we're having mad issues with this. First off, that needs to be cleaned in the worst way. So we're going to clean all that out. The bearing inside is fine. It's a sealed bearing. The pawls, if you look at, guys, if you look at the pawls, see the pawls? This is the pawl right here. See how it pops up and down like that? It's spring-loaded. They're not bad. None of the pawls are bad or chipped or bent. It's just really dingy. It's really dirty. It needs cleaned. So what I'm going to do is, guys, it's typically something I would not do, but I'm going to do with this back end because it's so, like, just dirty and dingy, is I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to wash this out. It's going to sound weird, but in my kitchen sink, I'm going to wash this out, and then I'm going to pack this baby full of grease. And that should fix this whole entire cassette situation that we had. So I'll be back with you guys in just a moment. All right, ladies and gents, so we're back. What I did is, as you can see, there's no pawls in here, or the spring loader. Because what I did is I cleaned out all of the gunk and garbage and dirt that was in there, okay? And then here's the pawls, and they're all clean. Okay, so now I gotta put the pawls back in the driver and pack them full of grease. So what you're gonna do is, first off, dry off any liquid whatsoever. We don't want this case getting nasty. Okay, and then the other thing we're gonna do, before we do anything to this driver, we're gonna take the rest of this grease on the lid, and like wasting stuff. Let's look inside there a little bit. It's a little dirty inside. So we're just gonna take the back side of the rag and just kind of drag it around inside there a little bit. Doesn't have to get crazy, just enough to get some of the main dirt and crap out of there, and old grease that doesn't work anymore. There we go, that's good. Just enough to clean it out a little bit. Like I said, you don't have to get crazy. Just enough. Okay, and then you take this new grease, okay, and we're gonna put it right inside here. We're gonna take our rag and drop it in. And squish it around, get it in there good. Lots of grease in there, lots of it. Lots and lots of grease to prevent breakdown. The more grease we get in here, the better it's gonna run. This is high temp automotive grease again, guys, that I bought at Walmart for $4. This stuff works miracles. I've seen it used in all kinds of applications. Like I said, it's very typical. A lot of guys are strict to one brand. I don't really care. As long as it works, it's all the same stuff to me. You know. Okay, and then we want to take the same exact rag and dip it again. We want to do the outside of the pawls and get inside the pawls a little bit, just a little bit. Don't get crazy inside the pawls because you don't want them to get sticky. You want them to still work. So get some in there. all around there. Get this bearing inside of here. Okay. Get that bearing all taken care of like that. All inside the pawls. Like that. Okay, now we're going to drop our pawls back in. Make sure they're going the right direction. Okay. And you're going to drop them back in there. And what's cool about the grease is the grease kind of holds them in place for you. So you drop them in. Okay. And then we're going to take our little ring here. We're going to pull it just slightly out. You don't want to get crazy with this, guys, because you don't want to break the ring. I'm sure you could build one fairly simply. There we go. And now you can see where the pawls are actually bouncing out like they're supposed to, which is good. That's a really good sign. They're not stopping or getting all jacked up. I'm just going to take some more grease, put it around the bearing. I was using the rag, but sometimes I like to use my finger. Fingers, I feel like, work a little bit better to get into tight spots. So, alright. There we go. Alright, and then you got your little handy dandy rag here to wipe your hands off. Okay, now we've packed that full of grease. Drop that back in there until it slides and clicks back into place. Okay, clean off any excess grease you got laying around on this. There we go. Oh man, it is so uber quiet. And the reason it's so quiet is because there's so much grass. There's so much grease packed in there. It's stupid quiet. This driver is retarded quiet. Okay. So the other thing you guys can do while you're at it is take a little bit of extra grease and go ahead and wipe it on the threads of your axle, and it'll make for easy reassembly. Okay, so I see another issue here, which I'm not 100% sure. Okay, I see how it goes. Alright, here's the other thing we're going to do, guys. We're just going to put a little bit on the edge of this. And the reason I'm doing that is a lot of people would say, well, won't that lock it up? No, we don't want that to lock up. And I think that was part of the issue, to be quite honest. I think the driver was so close that it was creating a lot of friction on it for some reason, and I'm not 100% sure why. Okay. So, and the only thing that really matters on this bike is this one side, but I might grease up the other side bearing. I don't think it needs it really that bad, but alright, pretty much hand tighten it from here. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. So there's nothing wrong with this driver whatsoever. Nothing. So we're good there. Alright, sorry guys this video is so long-winded, but I just want you guys to see this. I think this is important for you guys to see. Yeah, that's running nice and smooth now. There's still a little friction on this one side, which I'm confused by. It's actually on this side that I'm getting friction. It's really weird. It's really, really strange. I'm getting so much friction on this other side. So we're going to go ahead and pull that off, hopefully. Let's see if I can get this side off of here. Maybe, maybe not. It's not even allowing me to get this side off. Because that's where our problem ensues, it looks like. As long as this is loose, it's good, but the second it tightens up, we got mad issues. So I don't understand. Huh. That's really, really strange, guys. I've never experienced this before. This is a whole new experience that I've never had before. So the scary part about this situation is if I can't get this back rim working, I am really up Craps Creek without a paddle, to be honest, with this bike. I am with one of these bikes, I'm way up Craps Creek because I only have one other replacement back wheel. So if I can't get this working, we're in some serious poo-poo. So I've got to figure out what happened to this other side. And I don't really know how I'm going to do that yet. Because I don't have a way to hold this in. Okay guys, so I thought this was going to be a nice informative video, but it's starting to turn out into something really not so great. Guys, I'm going to have to do some more research and figure out why this has so much built up tension behind it. It should not have this much tension. Because the cassette itself is fine. There's nothing wrong with the driver at all. Literally nothing. There's nothing wrong with this driver. So one of the bearings is seized somewhere. And I think it's this side. Pretty sure it's this side. Here, I'll show you guys closer. This side right here, the non-driver side, seems very tight and junked up. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way without hurting threads on this side how to get this off of here. I'm not 100% sure yet, guys. Should be interesting to try to figure out, but we're gonna have to do that on a different video because this one's getting a little too long-winded. We're at 25 minutes and I've got stuff to do today besides work on this. So anyways, guys, go check out that Mark Allen Titan guy. Check out his video on how to true wheels. Unfortunately, this did not work out quite the way I'd planned, but that's what you get with used bikes, is trying to figure out what might be wrong with something. I figured it would be a simple solution, simple as cleaning up the cassette, and it would work. However, it is not the driver that's the problem. It is one of the bearings, I think. Yeah, because the second it gets a little bit tight in here. I'll do it one more time. Yep, see, now it's completely froze. Yeah, there's something wrong with one of these bearings or something. There's an issue somewhere in here, and that's not gonna work. It feels like it's tugging from this side, so I think it's this bearing in here is bad, or it's clogged with dirt or something. So, alright guys, like I said, we'll figure this one out probably on the next episode. I'll do some more digging tonight, and maybe we'll give you guys a solution on how to fix this wheel situation. Sorry that was kind of uneventful. I tried to make it something, and actually it was. I think it was very eventful. This turned into a great adventure. So anyways, guys, I hope you're having a great Wednesday, and we'll catch you in hopefully tomorrow's episode of Hybrid BMX. Deuces. Wait, before you go. I know I said that we were all done, but I finally had a little bit extra time, real quick, to work on this, and I decided, you know what, just for the heck of it, why don't we just take it and put it on the bike and see what happens. And here's what I noticed. Here's the cog, the cassette side, okay? Now watch, if I just spin it regularly, you'll see, let's see if I can get it on the camera a little bit better, there we go. It just slightly kind of moves on its own. Now if I hold on to it and I spin it, it's just fine, no issues. There's a little bit of movement, but it's not horrible. So it's not anything that you're gonna notice if you're putting pedal pressure on it. It might be a little obnoxious if you're trying to do tail whips or something like that. But that depends a lot on your wheel pressure and stuff like that. So crank pressure. So there's a whole lot of factors that go into that. We might be able to work with it. And this, you know what, this cassette's perfectly fine. It works just fine. It's a little sloppy, but it works. It works. And that's the important part. So this wheel is all good, guys. So before I make this video any longer than it needs to be, I hope you all have a great Wednesday evening, and we'll catch you tomorrow on Hybrid BMX. Deuces!